Good morning. Please sit down. Secretary Greg Domingo, Mr. Antonio Calao, Mr. Florendo Maranan, Mr. Norberto Vieira, Mr. George Chua, Mr. Angelito Sarmiento, former NEDA Secretary Nodo Paderanga, the recipients of the Philippine Quality Awards, the PQA Board of Judges, Assessors, and Management Committee, fellow workers in government, honored guests, ladies and gentlemen, again, a pleasant good morning to each and everyone. Some of you might know that I am a gun enthusiast. As one might naturally assume, in shooting, accuracy is key, and this necessarily entails improving your firearm to increase its utility and optimize its performance. Back then, I had a shotgun, the performance of which I wanted to improve. Having tested the shotguns of my friends, I asked them who helped them fine-tune their firearms, and they directed me to an individual who also happened to be a friend of mine. When I finally brought it to him, he proceeded to bring out various size socket wrenches and seemed to be measuring something, looking for the perfect size. I began to wonder, how exactly do you use a socket wrench with a shotgun? And at a certain point, he found the right one, and when I thought he was merely aligning this wrench, he suddenly took out a hammer and pounded on my shotgun's magazine tube. The purpose, he said, was to loosen the magazine tube to make it easier to load shells. And somehow, in his opinion, the best way to do things, or to do that, was by hitting it with a hammer. Suffice it to say, I was shocked. We had agreed on what the end point would be, but the methodology was far from what I had imagined. Moreover, given that I had to save up for quite a while to purchase that particular shotgun, when he hammered on that fine piece of equipment, I felt a massive depreciation of its value. This brings me to another memory from my earlier years. When I was younger, I had a very good relationship with my mechanic, who I always went to when I had concerns about the vehicle that I was driving. Whenever I would accompany him to source spare parts in Manaue, he was very particular about ensuring that the parts we acquired were not fake. It would turn out that his concerns were extremely valid. I hope this is not factual, but anecdotally, and years ago, I was told a story about a country that is very rich now, that used to be very heavy into manufacturing. Back when they were starting their rapid growth and development, their first and only question to all their manufacturing clients was, what is your budget? Then they would proceed to alter their designs and make compromise after compromise just to meet the client's budget without regards to quality. I hear that this country has since stopped this practice, but at that point, price was the only determinant of their actions. That is why I was thankful for having a mechanic who was very adamant about fake parts, because the price should have been already a warning that it might be too good to be true, that the product would probably fail when you need it the most and compromise your safety. I always wondered why anyone would choose to do this. After all, why would any consumer continue to patronize such products or services? If you are in it for the long term, quality is necessary. It ensures success in the marketplace. A drop in quality, on the other hand, normally carries with it a drop in your effectiveness in the marketplace. This brings to mind the saying, hindi pwede ang pwede na. Or in English, merely good enough is not enough. With the advent of new scientific discoveries in almost every possible field of expertise, there are very few excuses left for substandard work. And it is up to all of us, whether in the public or private sector, to usher in an era of precision, of heightened standards for every possible product and service. This is why we are gathered here today, to recognize companies and government agencies that have proven their excellence in this regard. We have representatives of exceptional companies and agencies from the sectors of health, education, and public service, namely Cuidad Medical Zamboanga, the Lyceum of the Philippines, University, Manila, the Philippine Association of Colleges and Universities Commission on Accreditation, the Region 11 Office of the Department of Science and Technology, and the Philippine Information Agency. For your achievements, I congratulate and thank all of you. Your commitment to improving your performance comes at a crucial time, especially for the sectors you operate in. In health, for instance, in the past 3 years and 8 months, the percentage of our population enrolled in PhilHealth has significantly increased. On top of that, through our efforts, the poorest among our countrymen can simply walk into a government hospital and receive treatment free of charge. Greater coverage in PhilHealth necessarily means a greater demand for the services of every hospital, be they government-run institutions or private ones such as Cuidad Medical Zamboanga. The question now is, given an increasing number of patients, will you be able to maintain and even improve your level of performance? The award you are being given today gives me a fair amount of confidence that you will. The educational institutions represented today will be facing a similar challenge as of this year. DepEd, under the excellent leadership of Secretary Armin Luistro, has ended the backlogs in classrooms, books, and desks we inherited from the previous administrations. Now, students can acquire knowledge in real classrooms with all the materials they need. Such an achievement fits well with the strategy behind our Pantawid Pamilyang Pilipino program, which has once again expanded its scope this year and will be giving cash grants to 4.4 million families, with one of the conditions being that they send school-age children to school. Both these efforts have converged to guarantee an increasing number of high school graduates. This means that in the years to come, more of the Filipino youth will be looking for quality college education, one that will endow them with the wherewithal they need to find quality jobs. In such an environment, I am hopeful that the Lyceum can continue providing an excellent education to an increasing number of students, and that the Philippine Association of Colleges and Universities Commission on Accreditation can remain efficient in accrediting programs that give our graduates the best chance at building successful careers. The responsibilities of the government institutions being awarded today will also be increasing at a time when natural disasters are becoming more frequent and destructive. It is much more vital for the DOST and the PIA to optimize the way they gather and disseminate information to our countrymen. The pressure on you to continue your good performance is intense, since your efficiency will be measured not just by your traditional metrics, but by the number of lives you do save. As much as these awards are a recognition of your achievements these past few years, they must also provide impetus to do even better. They must challenge you to go above and beyond your proven standards. In the coming weeks, months, and years, we will be tested, or you will be tested rather, in different ways. And the way you respond to those challenges will have a drastic effect on the quality of life of our fellow Filipinos. I'm hopeful that you will keep this in mind as you go about your everyday tasks. If you do, I'm certain that your organizations will be able to play an even greater role in the continuing empowerment, progress, and prosperity of the Filipino people, and stand as shining examples of quality to all other companies and government organizations in the Philippines. Today, I invite you all, let us reinforce the culture of quality and competence that has taken root in the Philippines. If we continue working together, whichever sector we may be in, we can ingrain a culture that shuns mediocrity and consistently pursues excellence. We can build on our successes as one country and complete our turnaround into a society of inclusiveness and opportunity. Thank you and good day.